Welcome to your next module. So what we're going to do this week in the online portion of the course is we're going to look at the Earth's interior. So if I haven't scared you away by the lab on Wednesday and you're continuing on here, so what we need to do for this course, because we want to talk about hazards, geologic hazards like earthquakes and volcanoes and landslides, and there's no prereq, and a lot of you don't have kind of geology knowledge. We're going to impart some geologic knowledge to you in the first, say, 3 to 4 weeks. So we can get up to speed on some geology, and then we can use that to evaluate the hazards that we want to talk about. So the first thing we want to know is how the Earth works, basically. And the interior of the Earth impacts what happens on the surface of the Earth. So we need to know a little something about the interior of the Earth. So what we're going to do is, there are 2 things that I need you to go through in order to take the lecture quiz here. One, there's a PowerPoint, and you can download the PowerPoint, and then you can work your way through the slides, take some notes, do that kind of stuff. Now, in this video here, I'm going through the slides for you, so you can watch the video and then take some notes, kind of figure out what's going on, and that's how you're getting the main portion of the lecture content. Now, there is some additional information here. There's a chapter I want you to take a look at. Some of it is going to be an overlap of what I'm going to talk about, but some of it is some new material that you're going to look at. So you want to go through that before you take the lecture quiz. Take some notes. Once you feel good about it, you can go ahead and take that lecture quiz. The next assignment for the online portion is going to be the article. So we're going to talk about, or this article is going to describe to you how we're trying to, as geologists, sample the interior of the Earth. And getting deep into the Earth is a challenge. So this article is going to talk about getting to this kind of depth so that we can get samples and know kind of what's happening inside the Earth. So you can read through that. Same thing. You take some notes, jot some stuff down. When you're like, okay, I got the gist of it, you go ahead and take the article quiz. And then finally, for the homework, so this week for the homework, I'm actually going to have you watch a video. It's a longer video. It's from How the Earth Was Made series. They did a pretty good job back in the day when they did these, and this one is Birth of the Earth. So because we're talking about the Earth's interior and kind of the beginning of the course, we might as well start from the very beginning. And so it talks about how the Earth, our solar system, kind of was created, but then how the Earth evolved over time and changed, and how we end up with what we have here today. So I think it's kind of a nice little tie-in to Earth's interior, because it talks about that and how we get the kind of stuff we have, like cores and mantles and crust, if those terms sound familiar to you, you know, how we got all that. So you can just go through that and answer the questions. No time limit on that. You know, you can watch the movie and have the questions available and just kind of answer them as you go. And so that's what you're going to do for the lecture, and that's the 3 main things that, you know, we need to complete every week. Remember, same every week, you're just going to have 3 online assignments for the lecture. For the lab, we're going to look at maps. And so all that horrible math that I made you do in the first lab, we're only going to use a little bit of it, but we did have to understand how to kind of go back and forth. And we're going to use some of those rates that we practice with, like, you know, how fast is something moving? We want to know that when it comes to like plate tectonics or a landslide or a lava flow. You know, is it moving, 100 meters a second? That's pretty fast. Or is it moving, 1 centimeter a year? That's, oh my gosh, that's not even moving, right? We need to know some of those things to evaluate these hazards. So we're going to break out some maps. We're going to learn about topographic maps. We're going to learn about geologic maps, because we need those for the future labs. And so this week's lab is not going to match up with the lecture, but after that, all of the labs that we do in class are going to be over the exact same topics that I'm giving to you online. And so there'll be a nice overlap. Hopefully they will support each other and supplement and help you kind of figure this stuff out. You do some hands-on stuff in class, you do some online stuff, but it's over the same content, and they help each other, and then maybe the online stuff becomes a little easier. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. Of course, you see me on Wednesday. Feel free to ask me anything about the online stuff or what's going on. And then, but if you have more questions on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can reach out to me with an email, and then I can help you out. So I will see you guys on Wednesday.